Welcome back. I'm Larry. So now we'll be working on this 2019 Ford Fiesta, and we have a noise in the rear. It's the rear wheel bearing, so we're gonna go ahead and get that replaced. So we're gonna jump into it and get started. Now if you listen, don't do it at low speeds, only when you get it to about 50. Okay, we're at 50, and you can hear like a little bit of a humming noise, kind of. Now to find out which side it is on, we got to kind of do a swerve check. So if you notice, when I turn to the right, it goes away. When I go left, it's still there. That tells me if I go to the right and the noise quits, the problem is on the right side, because when you turn right, the body shift, the body weight shifts, and it takes the weight off the right side, so it takes the pressure off of it. For instance, we change lanes and you hear the noise goes away. Hear it, and then when I go this way, it stays the same. So that tells me the problem is on the right side. If you listen up front, you can't really hear it. If you go to the back, it picks up more. It's louder. So that tells me that the problem we have is at the back of the car. It's the rear passenger side wheel bearing. That's the problem. All right, so now we got the car jacked up. We're gonna go ahead and remove the wheel. Okay, next we need to remove this brake drum. Sometimes they can be stuck on there. They can rust around the center of the hub here. So we're gonna take a little bit of PV Blaster, penetrating oil, and just soak it down. And inside the threads here. Now I'm gonna try a rubber mallet at first and beat on this drum. If that won't do it, we'll get a metal hammer. See, I broke it loose. And if you're not butterfingers, you won't drop it, but just like so, it comes off. Okay, next, if we come and look in here, you can see we have bolts. A bolt right there through this hole. That bolt, you gotta take that one out. And there's 4 of them just like that, all the way around. There's one up there, one down here, and the same on this side. One there and one there. And that's what the holes in this hub is for, so you can turn it, line up with the bolts, and take it out. Another thing, we also have to remove the wheel speed sensor right there. Where that bolt is, it's 8mm. We gotta pull it out too. So for these hub assembly bolts, you will need a special socket. It is an external Torx bit socket made like that, and the size of it is an E12. See right there. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna remove this wheel speed sensor, and that's just so I don't take a chance on breaking it, because when we pull them 4 bolts out, this backing plate will be loose. It's not tight, it's 8mm. And it'll just come out like that. And now we can proceed to take these bolts loose. All right, once we get to the last bolt, the hub will be loose. So hold the hub. and just pull it straight out. Just like so. If you notice, there is a top and a bottom. The bottom is flat. The top has got kind of this, you know, point to the top of it. Okay, so here's a look at the parts we're going to be installing. Now, this is the old one we just took out. Here's the new hub. It is a Moog brand. And there's the part number. If you want, I think that's the part number right there for it. But there's all the numbers you need for it. And I always go with Moog. Now, I will say I got this off Amazon, and I paid about $80 for the hub. Now, from what I've seen, O'Reilly's didn't carry the Moog brand from what I saw. The one they had a Motorcraft, which was like $380, I believe. And then they had the Master Pro brand, which was like $180 some. So I picked the Moog brand, which I like better. Moog is good. I mean, obviously Motorcraft would be factory, but you know, whatever. Moog is a good aftermarket brand, and it was $80. Now you can get a premium on Amazon as well, which would save you about $10. It was $70 instead of $80, and you know, that's one way you want to go. A premium seems to be okay. I've dealt with a couple of their products, but I know Moog is good. That's what I always try to use, even though the box says made in China. This isn't real comforting, but Moog has always been a good brand, so I try to always run Moog when I can, and that's what that is. There will be a link in the description for that if you're interested in that one. Now, something interesting is, you see here, I have a pack of original Ford bolts. And the reason why is, the ones that come out are a one-time use bolt. This is more of that sorry, pathetic, incompetent engineering that we have nowadays in the modern vehicle. They're a softer metal, so once you torque them down, they're no good. You have to throw them away. They're a one-time use, you know, which makes no sense on the hub assembly. So it's a money gimmick. The bolts I picked up from Ford. Here's the price. There's the part number. Bolts. You need 4 of them, obviously. $4 a piece. $16 for the pack of bolts. So, and like I said, there's, you know, the bolts in there, and they come with a thread locker, and you can see why you need that special bolt now. You can get a good look at it now, why you need a special socket, I mean. So, yeah, just pathetic. They always got to do something. It's always a money gimmick. One-time bolt, special sockets required, it's always something. And then their parts don't even last. But that's a rant for a different day. This is the parts. Now, I did ask them for the torque spec on this, because I want to be sure I torque it to the right spec, since they're a one-time use. If you ever torque them, they're no good. That's the problem. You torque them, they stretch, and then they're no good when you remove them. So I want to make sure I get the right torque spec. This tells you everything in here that you need to know, and I got this from the Ford dealership. If you go to the Ford dealership, you can ask them to print you out. This is what I did. I asked them to print me out the spec sheet on removing the hub and the torque spec and reinstallation. So, and here you can see where it says remove the wheel speed sensor, which we probably didn't have to do, but I did it just to be safe in case that backing plate falls. I don't want to break it. And it says, where's it at? Right in here. Where did it say? It says remove that, remove drum, remove that. Remove and discard wheel bearing and wheel hub assembly bolts. So it says right there, they're one-time use. Pathetic. So for the torque spec, this is what we're looking at right here. We want to torque them to 48 foot-pounds. And that's what the torque spec on them new bolts are. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get the new one installed and get this taken care of. Okay, so real quick, I just want to wipe down the surface with a rag. Okay, so we're getting ready to install the new one. And I forgot to mention there are dowel pins in here as well. And you can see and the original one had it as well. 2 holes here for the dowel pin to line up, and then obviously the bolt holes. So again, the more tapered or pointy side goes to the top, flat goes to the bottom. I'm just running them up hand tight until get them all in, then we'll come back and torque them. All right, now they're all hand tight. We'll come back and torque them to 48 foot-pounds. And be sure to torque them in a X pattern. That way it tightens down evenly. And I guess that's one good thing, even though it don't really matter. I guess that's one smart thing that even Ford did, is put the 2 holes so you can just go from here, turn it, and then do it again. But it really don't matter. All you need is the one so you can rotate it, but still smart nonetheless. And then I always go back and double check them. All right. And that is fully installed. Nice and quiet. Now we can reinstall our speed sensor. And this bolt here actually gets torqued to 80 inch-pounds, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to give it nice snug by hand. That's all it was. It weren't real tight to begin with. Once that's done, we can reinstall our drum. But first, before I do that, I'm going to apply a very, very light coating of grease around here, just so it's easier to get that drum off in the future. I don't have any anti-seize. That would be the best thing to use. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use some of this Seal Glide brake lubricant. And it's a grease. You could probably use wheel bearing grease, and it would still serve the same purpose. Just some kind of lubricant. I'm going to take just a very light coating and put around this center hub. And then around the face of this. And this will not interfere with anything. This is not enough for it to get thrown out inside the drum and get on the brakes or anything. It's just to give it a nice coating so it doesn't rust to the drum. A very light coating like that, you almost can't even see it. And now we can slide our drum back on. Like so. Okay, now we can throw our wheel back on. Nice and quiet. Alrighty, the car's back on the ground. Let's go for a test drive. Okay, so we're at 50, a little over 50 right now, and it is nice and quiet. If you can hear it. Everything is nice and quiet now, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So that is a done deal. Alrighty guys, well that is a done deal. It's nice and quiet now, and like I said, we did a swerve test back and forth, and noise stayed the same, or no noise I should say. Stay nice and quiet both ways, so that's good. And yeah, quick easy install. Like I said, you can do it from start to finish, jacking up, taking the wheel off, replacing it, putting it back together in 15, 20 minutes at the most. It don't take long to do it. It's just the pure incompetence of these engineers nowadays and these manufacturers of making special bolts, one-time use bolts for a hub assembly. They should be permanent use, like use them non-stop, over and over like it was in the old days. But like I said, that's a rant for another time. But all in all, the installation itself, quick, simple, easy, and nothing to it. At least they did make that part easy. But yeah, so that's all there is for this video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. You can now become a member, link in the description. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the drop box down below. So that's all there is for this video. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.